Thank you all for coming. Excited to be back here for 2 games this weekend with Oral Roberts and Denver coming to town and being able to celebrate our cancer survivors, our breast cancer survivors who will be in attendance on Sunday or on Saturday. But more importantly, just excited to get back in the gym with our players, continue to work and get better. They are invested, whether it be in the gym on their own or in film up in the offices with us. So when you're working with a young group, the day-to-day victories and the day-to-day improvements are certainly celebrated in our program, and excited to get back on the floor to demonstrate those to the rest this weekend.
What goes into sustaining that first half effort you had against South Dakota into the second half? Is it conditioning? Is it adjustments you can make, or is it a combination?
I think it mostly falls on the mental aspect, the mental toughness. Certainly the execution, the intensity that we played with at USD in that first half was what we see in practice. But one thing we are working through is the inconsistency, or when a punch is thrown or when the level of intensity is increased by our opponent, being able to, within a possession or two, change that on our end as well and be able to elevate ourselves. So I think that comes with strategy, that comes with substitutions, that comes with play call, but a lot of that is the mental toughness to do it now and not in 2 or 3 possessions.
How encouraging is it to see halves like that, not towards the season, but as the process as a whole for this young team?
I think it's very important, and it's important that we talk about that. As Coach Richmond said, we're in a very result-oriented profession and in a very result-oriented environment with the age group that we work with. And so for them to not get hung up on the end result all the time, but being able to see this segment of the game or this quarter, we talk about strikeouts, three defensive stops in a row, and being able to get that in the first and second quarters at USD, and who are those people and how do the rotations happen? Those need to be shown, not only for education, but so we can celebrate that and kind of give them their result right off the bat. But continue to evaluate those, continue to seek those out in film so we can continue to grow and continue to improve.
Have you noticed anything different about your team in the second half of the season yet?
I think we're beginning to see more confidence in some players. I think you really saw that with Riley Nudell at USD. The hesitation to shoot, the hesitation to be the primary option was much smaller. I think you saw just personal confidence in her. She wants to be a fantastic teammate, and we've talked about that a lot in her short career. But being able to understand and have the confidence that, yeah, you're the best option in this given scenario, I really have seen her kind of elevate and grow. A little bit with Sarah Jacobson as well. Her understanding of when the shot needs to be her versus when she needs to make a play for her teammates is that something that she takes a lot of pride in as well. Kind of seeing those two, along with Riley Jacobson, become more confident, more aggressive in their own game, but also in our team's game. That's been encouraging.
How have some of these young girls affected the way you're approaching, maybe? Because, we continue to hear these young girls continue to develop and get better every day. Have they kind of affected in any way your outlook in approaching these girls, approaching the process? I guess kind of what have they taught you?
I can think back to situations and just interactions with a couple of them who don't see, in a very positive way, don't see the mistake as a huge negative, see it as a learning moment, or see it as I caught myself mid-action and I know I should have done something better, which to me is a light bulb moment, which is, to me is growth. And it puts a perspective on it that they're still fully engaged and they're still fully committed to, I need to be better than I am. I need to grow. I need to improve. So that perspective is different than mine. I can look at the big picture and see that was the wrong pass or that needs to be done differently, but they're very in tune with how they are growing and how it used to be something different last week, and they're getting closer to where I want them to be, to where they want to be. So it's an energizing kind of perspective that they can give me when they're looking at the small increments versus the big picture that I obviously am always looking at.
You have 4 of your last 5 at home. Do you preach the opportunity to your players, knowing that this is a chance to build momentum going into Sioux Falls?
Yes, there's a lot that goes into being able to have 4 of the last 5 at home. The routine, the being able to sleep in your own bed, go to class, and kind of the rhythm that young people, and I think all of us, enjoy, but also the opportunity to string a couple positive things together here at home and get some momentum and get some support from the crowd, from our families, from our friends, and understand that, you know, this isn't about winning the next game or the next 2 games. It's about continuing to get better with some wins to be our best at the end of the season.